Quantum TV is a tech YouTuber who has caught himself in some serious shit in the past few weeks, and me being me, I've been watching everything go down from the very beginning and compiling it all for you guys to understand easier. The drama this dude has got himself into is absolutely crazy and very entertaining in its own strange way. Enough of me talking, I ain't here to waste y'all's time. It's time to take a dive into the Quantum TV drama starting from the very beginning. So it all started when Quantum TV made a review of Elden Ring back when it came out, and a pretty shitty one at that. The review has since been nuked off the site, but luckily I managed to snatch a copy of it from an anonymous source, so let's take a quick look at what Quantum had to say.
Essentially, in a nutshell though, the name of the game should not be called Elden Ring. The name of the game should be called You Died. Again and again and again. Because that's all you're really going to spend most of your time doing. I would say this game is for somebody who really is looking for a sandbox. They have no family, no friends, no life, and they have literally thousands of hours to grind away.
Yeah, this little glimpse of the review is more than enough to tell you Quantum was spewing shit for the sake of it, and people understandably got upset at him for doing so. YouTuber Mischief would make a video on March 13th calling out Quantum TV's review and summing it up as trash for spreading false information and for spewing out bullshit. You know what Quantum TV does? He decides to threaten him with the copyright takedown, saying a bunch of things like Mischief was using his brand and imagery assets and such in his own video. However, Mischief's video falls under fair use, so as you guys can guess by now, Quantum TV was threatening to false strike Mischief's video, and at one point Mischief did take it down before re-uploading it 2 days later along with a brand new video going over the copyright abuse, basically calling Quantum TV out for threatening to strike his video when it was fair use. On March 16th, Quantum would make a second Elden Ring review video, but the focus wasn't much on Elden Ring, but rather on Mischief's 2 videos he made on him. The video, and I'm not joking around, is literally nothing of substance and is basically Quantum mauling and whining, but the real kicker is that Quantum shows he did try to false copyright strike Mischief's original upload on the 13th before retracting it, meaning this guy wasn't fucking around and was willing to abuse YouTube's copyright system and ruin Mischief all because he disagreed with his takes and called him trash and wasn't willing to bend a knee and take the video down for good. Quantum has also been deleting his videos left and right after getting backlash, so it's a good thing the internet is always watching when things go down and are able to get the downloads pretty quickly. The rest of the day would go by with Quantum TV raging at the new video that Mischief made in the comments, calling him names, saying his video was an attack on him as a person, basically just a bunch of name calling and whining because Mischief wasn't backing down from him and wouldn't take down the original video or the new one. Quantum would post a comment, delete it or rewrite it when people don't agree with him, and Mischief would call him out for this because he kept doing it consistently. Quantum would delete videos and comments if nobody agreed with him and nothing was going his way, because he couldn't handle it. Quantum was going down the cry-bully route because he can't take the heat, but things weren't slowing down for him anytime soon. On March 17th, Rich from ReviewTechUSA would catch interest of this drama on Twitter, did some digging, and found some very interesting posts from Quantum TV's Twitter from the past. The first one shows some behind the scenes footage from The Last of Us 2 when it was being developed, and here we have Quantum making comments about LGBT kissing in church and wishing they were a Pulse victim, which for those of you that don't know, was an LGBT nightclub in Orlando, Florida, where a mass shooting took place with a lot of casualties, to put it frankly. He then follows up saying they deserve death and that the world is better off without them forcing that kind of lifestyle onto others. More screenshots show him still posting the homophobic comments, and I'm sure you guys already get the point by now. It doesn't take much to see this dude is a massive piece of shit, but things only get crazier from here on out because Quantum is not going to let things go without a fight. As people were digging through his Twitter account, Quantum TV would delete it entirely off the site and then later on claim that the account had been hacked the whole time and that it was the hacker posting all those nasty things, not him. However, a leaked message from his Discord shows him claiming that he hadn't used his Twitter in ages, and given the posts were made in 2018, it makes a lot of sense that he just deleted the account so people couldn't expose him some more, and this hacker's story that he was saying was a bunch of bullshit. Posts from Quantum TV's Facebook account would leak out showing him spewing the same kind of hate he did on Twitter, and even some stuff more recent having to do with the disease that's ruined the 2020s so far. Around this time, he would also delete the links to his Twitter and Facebook account through his YouTube channel, showing everyone that he does have access to these accounts and he was lying about being hacked as expected. People would dig around on his blog for more dirt, and they would come across an article full of hate towards the LGBT, an article that was posted on October 17th, 2021, which falls in line with the post I showed earlier. It's literally just a hate piece and nothing more, showing everyone that Quantum TV still had the same mindset he did back in 2018 and wasn't afraid to hide it at all. More posts from Quantum's Facebook would come out, this time of him spreading misinformation and voter fraud, while still promoting his anti-LGBT views and wishing them to be beaten up for existing. In that very video, somebody would find a comment from him saying that those people beating him up were heroes, showing that yes, he does hate the LGBT despite what he's trying to hide or whatever he's trying to say now about being hacked. Some more information would come out, showing Quantum TV's old YouTube channel Quantum Hypothesis was actually banned off the site for hate speech, meaning that the Quantum TV channel shouldn't exist as he's now ban evading, which is against YouTube terms of service. In a now deleted Batman movie review, he refers to actress Zoe Kravitz as a half-breed.
Moments that were really annoying for me is like you had Selena Kyle, which is Lenny Kravitz's daughter, like a half-breed.
You would think by now that Quantum TV would take the L and leave his already dead internet career behind, but this was just the beginning for what was to come. On March 21st, Quantum TV would upload his official response to all the claims made against him thus far, a 7.5-minute coat fest saying that Mischief was the bad guy in the situation and pretty much just getting mad about everything. I wish there was more to the video, but there really isn't. It's just Quantum painting Mischief as a bad guy while also trying to defend himself, notably still running with the story that he was hacked back in 2018, which we all know by now is complete bullshit.
They then decided to take it a step further with their retaliation by digging on Twitter, Facebook, and all social medias, going full-on stalker mode. After that failed, essentially, because they couldn't find anything recent, they then stuck to the old stuff that they found, not realizing that I've been hacked in the past, and it was a massive compromise back in 2018.
He then tries to say it was the new moderators he had running his social media channels that spewed all the hate, not him, and that's why he deleted his Twitter and Facebook accounts.
I took swift action because it doesn't represent Quantum TV brand, so Twitter has been deleted. I saw posts that the moderators have been posting on Facebook that don't represent the Quantum TV brand. Again, in a similar fashion, I'm quite dense. I don't know how these things work, so I deleted the Facebook.
It's not a good video whatsoever, and it's no surprise that the likes and comments are turned off, go figure. Around this time, I'd find out that YouTuber Griffin Gaming actually had his own spat with Quantum TV way back in October 2020, but we'll get more into that later on in the video and you'll soon understand why. Now, while all this is going down, Mischief and Rich from ReviewTechUSA have been making videos on Quantum TV and calling him out for his awful behavior. It's nothing new, people do this shit all the time for content and views, and Quantum was certainly getting his shit kicked in by these two and the many others making videos on the drama going on. Quantum was fighting a losing battle and writing up YouTube comments bigger than my own video scripts trying to defend himself. To put it simply, dude was getting fucked up. They had him on the ropes and Mischief wasn't backing down anytime soon, so Quantum decides to go for a new approach, attacking Rich in a brand new, also now deleted video, calling him a pedophile.
But much like Onision, Rich from ReviewTechUSA is a pedophile and, quite frankly, a pretty bad individual on the platform to even still be allowed here.
You want to know what the proof that Quantum shows the viewers? Rich being a fan of the streamer Vosh. That's right, because Rich likes some of Vosh's videos, he now endorses every single thing Vosh says 100% and definitely doesn't only agree with some points and disagree with others like a rational human being.
See, when you say you're a fan of somebody, that means I like their work, I like their content, I like their values, I like what they stand for, I like this person, right? You're aligning your beliefs and values with his. You're a fan.
You can't make this shit up, man. Quantum has been reaching since the situation started way back with Mischief, and now he's straight up slandering another person based off the broken logic that, if you like them, you agree with everything they say. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand you can agree with something someone says and disagree with others, but to Quantum, you have to agree with everything the person says if you're a fan of someone. I can agree with what somebody says about one thing, but also disagree about the other thing, because I don't blindly follow everyone or everything someone says because I'm a fan of them, as I'm sure with any other normal, rational, sane individual. Quantum is stretching his reach further and further to try and somehow get the one-up on everybody attacking him, yet things still haven't even gotten to its worst. Now, Quantum would make another video on Rich, basically doubling down on the pedophile claims and stuff, but Rich decided to drop everything as it was clear the dude thrived off the negative attention, and he knew it was time to move on from everything. Quantum TV was already shown to be a massive homophobe and straight up loser, and both Rich and Mischief subscribers all knew this now, along with many others keeping an eye on the situation, myself included. Things seemed to be dying down and the drama seemed to be over, but Quantum TV was still angry that people called him out for his Elden Ring review and his social media posts, and soon found yet another person to try and go after, the Act Man. On April 10th, Ackman released a video called The Worst Elden Ring Hot Takes, where he goes over some pretty bad takes about Elden Ring, which included the initial review that Quantum uploaded way back when the game came out before he deleted it after the backlash. The video basically clowns on Quantum and others throughout the entire runtime for having bad takes and whatnot. It's nothing you haven't seen before. Where things get crazy is that a little over a week later, Actman would make a post on Twitter showing that Quantum TV had filed another false copyright claim on the video only 2 days after it came out, and showed the screenshots to boot. It states that YouTube doesn't plan to take down his video anytime soon, and is basically a rundown of what Quantum claimed and such when sending in the request. Actman follows up saying he will share the copyright system abuse that Quantum has been doing on his time on YouTube to YouTube themselves, and that it will hopefully lead to termination of his channel entirely. Quantum TV would follow up on his community tab that it was YouTube support that recommended he send a strike, but people by this point know that Quantum is a false copyright striker and that he was trying to shift the blame onto somebody else while also threatening to seek other options against his piracy of his content, basically implying suing and other legal shit. The drama had officially become mainstream by this point. Everyone was watching this shit to see what would happen. Other YouTubers would hop on and give their own takes and whatnot, and people were itching for anything new to release so they can give their opinions and shit on Quantum TV some more. Mischief started to rapidly gain subscribers and soon set up a live stream going over the new beef with Actman. Little did he and the viewers know, however, they were in for a very good treat from the legend himself. On April 19th at 1 PM Central Time, Mischief would start up a live stream and begin to go over the new beef with Actman, basically reading the tweets and seeing what everybody thinks about it in the chat. However, 14 minutes into the stream, Quantum TV himself would appear in the chat for everybody to see, and soon enough the two started to go back and forth arguing with each other.
This has got nothing to do with you. Quantum, are you unaware of how this all started? Like, my guy, you claim you're not obsessed with me. You claim all these things, and yet you're already here, bro. We're 14 minutes and 43 seconds into the stream, and you're already here. Furthermore, I don't give a fuck if you think it's me. Then what's up with all the threats? What's up with all the DMCA strikes? What's up with the obsession? I mean, you uploaded, what, like over 9 videos at bare minimum on me and Rich and Elden Ring fans. But you don't care. Something ain't adding up, Chief. Like, the fuck? You literally are talking about me again? It's almost like, when you cover a story, you continue to cover that story until it's over. Which it would have been if you didn't try to falsely DMCA strike someone. Oh my god! Your obsession with clout chasing is weak? My guy, I get more views than you. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick here. You are less relevant than me. I made you relevant, Quantum. I'm why you're relevant. The only reason you are relevant, Quantum, is because you have beef with a 16-year-old on the internet. I'm not a journalist, never claimed to be. I'm just why this all started. And so I'm continuing to cover it because it's funny. And you're my lol cow.
They would keep going back and forth with each other for a bit. Quantum would even dare Mischief to show his face and dox himself. Basically, Quantum was mauling yet again, only this time it was in a live setting, so it was much more entertaining for everyone to watch.
Show your face, you're a coward? Why would I show my face? What does that have to do with anything? Why would I show my face? And Quantum, are you not the guy who, for your majority of the time on YouTube, use a Deadpool mask to hide your identity? You aren't one to be able to be calling out people for having anonymous profiles on the internet. Because you should show your face? Why should I? Why should I? Why? Like, why? Like, what is this weird thing with, like, dude, you didn't show your face on the majority of your time on YouTube.
Eventually, Actman himself shows up in the chat and then joins the stream with Mischief, basically telling Quantum that he will pursue this in court if he has to in order to protect his livelihood.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if you want to pursue this beyond YouTube, like you realize what's going to happen. It will end in you losing the case. Not only, I would probably have grounds to countersue, and I would seek the termination of your channel. And we have more than enough evidence to pursue all of that and win all of it. Like, You don't get to fuck with me on this, dude. Okay?
Quantum goads Actman into going ahead with the lawsuit and then asks him to message him directly, which Actman promptly does. Actman would soon leave the stream, and the rest of it would be Mischief chatting along with everyone and reacting to Jim Sterling's review on Elden Ring. Actman would leak some of the DMs he had with Quantum on Twitter, showing him to be as crazy as ever like we already know, but with a little more depth to his madness. Quantum basically just says that using his deleted videos against copyright and that he doesn't want anyone to see them, and vaguely threatens legal action throughout. Actman would post his response, warning Quantum to not pursue this any further because what he's doing is grounds for channel termination, mentioning the internet is on his side, and that if he does pursue this legally, he'll be wasting everyone's time and will drain his bank account dry, only to lose in the end. More DMs show Quantum trying to bait Actman into only texting him, knowing that it's very easy to misconstrue text on the screen versus the spoken word of somebody, basically snaking his way in the messages to try and somehow get something to use against Actman in the future. People try this all the time, and it's funny to see Quantum try to pull this off in real time when everyone knows the kind of games that he likes to play. On April 23rd, Actman would drop a video solely dedicated to Quantum TV and his constant copyright abuse, a video very similar to this one now that I mention it, so we'll just go right ahead. He goes over everything going on with the man and why he's insane and such, while providing the screenshots and whatnot. Everybody on YouTube was in on his drama now, as this was another case of a serial copyright abuser, and one that wasn't backing down anytime soon no matter what people told him. Now, remember Griffin Gaming from earlier? Well, he would hop on this situation as he had dealt with Quantum before, and explained his side of everything in a new video on April 24th. Back in October 2020, Griffin Gaming made a video reacting to another bad take by Quantum TV, and in doing so, Quantum uploaded yet another now deleted video responding to it and threatening to copyright strike Griffin's video.
But he didn't really take too kindly. I wish I still had the video, but he uploaded a YouTube video basically threatening to copyright strike my video, which prompted me to go ahead and reach out to him privately and see what the issue was and figure out why he thinks he can abuse the YouTube copyright system illegally and take down a video that he was upset over.
They would end up emailing each other back and forth, with the main issue being at hand that Quantum wanted Griffin to remove the video outro and that the rest of the video he used was fair use, a video mind you, that has Griffin playing Halo 4 and reacting to a blank screen showing Quantum's old logo and him talking.
This dude's video we're going to be watching today is just really bad, bro. Like, this dude literally claims that his entire video is him just spitting facts.
I wanted to kind of clear the air with facts that most of them are not looking at.
So by Quantum's own logic, any video where people react to his takes by simply showing him speaking aren't copyright, yet in current day he claims it is. You already know the point I'm making here, so I digress, let's just move on. Griffin would take out the video outro and they seem to have come to a mutual understanding. They would both move on with their lives and keep making videos, and that was that. Except it wasn't just that, because Quantum would email him back a few days later claiming that he was getting a shit ton of hate from his fans and that he got hacked, slyly pushing Griffin to delete his video so that he doesn't get any more hate. Quantum then threatens to report the video for cyber harassment because Griffin isn't budging and won't take the video down, and then starts to claim that he got all his social media and gaming accounts hacked by these awful people, a claim he likes to use in modern day as we already know by now. They chat some more, Quantum is still implying for Griffin to take the video down, and then they come to another meeting point with Griffin making a community post saying for people to stop harassing Quantum TV. Quantum says that Griffin should be careful because he has influence and power and all that, and then tries one more time to get him to take down the video, as while the community post was working, it wasn't working enough. It's clear as day that Quantum was trying to get Griffin to take the video down because he was still salty that it was up, and Griffin eventually caught up with that as he never responded after the final email. Quantum was trying to somehow pin the blame on Griffin as because he made the video, his fans were attacking him and he had to take it down in order to rectify it all, albeit in a much calmer manner than what we've seen recently. Also, something I'd like to point out, in the emails he sends to Griffin, every single time he says "my," the word is capitalized. It really tells you a lot about the guy and how he views himself compared to others. Also on April 24th, Quantum would make a podcast episode about the current drama. It's nothing too important, mainly just Quantum modding once again and still running with the story that he got hacked back in 2018.
In 2018, I had a massive compromise of all of my social media accounts. My PlayStation and Xbox even got hacked. Nothing was safe. That means that main accounts like my YouTube account were hacked in 2018. Now, I was unfortunate enough because the person that hacked me wanted to impersonate and say things as me to make me look bad. That was the purpose of that hack. And he had a ball. I would say he had a ball for a good shit. I don't even know how many months it was. He went on just tearing everything apart.
The video goes on for a while, and then Quantum drops a bomb on the people listening.
Don't think I'm playing around. I called Act-Man's mother to get a hold of him to let him know the kind of damage he was causing, okay? I'm not fucking around with this, okay? You guys are doing things that people are committing crimes now because they're inspired by the Act-Man.
That's right, Quantum TV, the guy who complained about others finding his information online to Griffin Gaming, went ahead and got a hold of Act-Man's mother's phone number somehow and called her up to say Act-Man was starting a harassment campaign against him, something that Act-Man was unfortunately able to confirm happened on Twitter the very next day. Quantum would post and delete another community post, stating that he will be sending the threat Act-Man made to the authorities and that threats against his life will not be tolerated. You know, the guy that dug through the internet to talk to Act-Man's mother when he was scared of talking to the man himself in Mischief's livestream. The jokes just write themselves, folks. On April 26th, Quantum would make a video saying that Act-Man threatened to murder him.
The Act-Man has officially threatened to murder me.
You know why Quantum wanted Act-Man to only talk to him through text on Discord rather than call him? This is why right here.
If we see you, Quantum, we shoot on sight. I'll say that again. If we see you, we shoot on sight. So I could just be like walking out of my home, and if you're there, you shoot? Where are the contexts for this?
It's clear that Quantum is purposefully taking the text and quote literally to misconstrue and paint Act-Man as the bad guy, when in reality everyone knows Quantum is the bad guy, and he's so caught up in his head that there is no reasoning with the man. Quantum TV tries to use the same logic he tried on Griffin, where because Act-Man said mean things about him, now since his fans are going after him, it's all of a sudden Act-Man trying to incite a mob of hatred and that it's his fault.
The other thing that I find very, very strange is all of the gun emojis and memes and people right down to talking specifics as to what kind of gun the Act-Man needs to use on me. And we're supposed to believe that all of this is, he's not responsible if anything happens. He had nothing to do with any of this behavior that we're seeing.
The next part of the video is insane. Quantum had recorded the call through his house's security camera and played it out for the viewers to see. You can barely hear shit, but it's clearly him calling Act-Man's mother, and I don't plan on showing that to you guys because that's just wrong. Also, something to note, Quantum TV lives in Florida and loves to talk about Florida law when backing his points.
Oh, Quantum makes death threats. It's okay when he does it. I didn't make a death threat. I literally quoted what Florida law says. It's a stand your ground state.
So let's take a look at Florida's law when it comes to recording calls. Would you look at that? Florida is a two-party consent state, meaning that since he never told Act-Man's mom he was recording their call, he broke federal law by recording it and leaking it for everyone to listen to. Just some food for thought. The rest of the video is Quantum mauling some more, but everyone already heard about that. People were more concerned with the now leaked, barely audible thankfully, recording of Quantum TV calling Act-Man's mother and dragging her into the mess he made for himself. Act-Man would update people saying he's working with YouTube on all this, and on May 5th will post an update video on Twitter asking people to send in their own screenshots and evidence against Quantum so that he can use it in a case file he plans to send to YouTube.
Emails from copyright takedown notices that you received from Quantum TV, please post it in the replies to this.
Quantum TV is insane, and that's putting it lightly. The guy has a history of spewing homophobic and other hate, has tried or threatened to false copyright strike videos multiple times, even 2 years ago in the past with the Griffin Gaming shit, and now that popular and well-known people all over YouTube and Twitter have gotten in on the situation, has personally called one of their parents to try and talk things out, when he already had his chance and declined because Act-Man didn't want him to purposefully misconstrue his text, something that you guys saw Quantum did recently with the post on Twitter in his video. This man needs to be stopped soon. If he's willing to go to the lengths to find out the phone number of Act-Man's mother and call her up, imagine what else this guy is capable of. YouTube already has the right to ban him once more given his original channel Quantum Hypothesis got banned, and now him abusing copyright on such a level as this, it's only a matter of time before his channel is gone permanently. What do you guys think about the Quantum TV situation so far? I already said my piece, and there is so much to dig up in here and talk about, so I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Make sure to tell me your opinions in the comments below. Thank you for watching today's video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, with all of that out of the way, I will see you guys later.